Are you waiting for interest rates to drop? Hold on. Let me tell you how we just took one of our clients who's a buyer's rate from $5,000 a month to $3,300 a month. You're not going to believe this. Here we go. Buyers, now may be your time. You really have to stop waiting on what you're hearing on the news and all these people telling you, oh, the rates are dropping, the rates are dropping. Kind of sounds like the sky is falling and you think you're going to catch it at the bottom. What happens when you catch it at the bottom is everybody else is down there trying to catch it at the bottom too. Depending on how much money you have in the bank, you might not be able to compete against those people who are waiting, which is why now is the right time for you. So let's talk about this a little bit. If the numbers make sense and the payment fits your lifestyle, stop trying to time the market. Even the pros can't do that perfectly. That's why you hear so many different opinions on what's going on in real estate. You can always refinance later. You may be able to refinance later is what the legal team told me to say. So you may be able to refinance later. Let's change that. But this market right now, I want to give you an example of what's going on. We recently had a buyer and she's pre-approved for a loan. She's probably only going to put about 5 to 10% down. We're looking at condos. We put our offer in and we ask for what's called a 2-1 buy down. Do you know what a 2-1 buy down is? Probably not, because you haven't heard of them because they weren't needed until this interest rate hike went up. The seller paid $20,000 to the buyer's lender to buy the buyer's rate down for 2 years. So her mortgage on that property went from $5,000 for that same property to about $3,500 for those first 2 years. Now, you're probably thinking, what do I do after the 2 years? Well, you've already been talking about you want to time the market as it goes down before you kind of jump in. Why not do it now and then refinance when it hits the bottom rate, right? You'd have a lot of options by then, and you can refinance that after only 6 months of being in the property. So it's a great way to do it. So that's a buy down. Also, sellers are extremely motivated right now to help buyers because their properties are sitting on the market. We also, for that buyer, got about $6,000 worth of credits for her. And the seller agreed to completely redo the electric panel in the home. So she got probably about $30,000 in credits, and she ended up with about a $3,500 payment. So right now you have some breathing room. There's less competition and there's more negotiation power. When rates drop further, and it's already happening, we're already seeing it, the people coming out start to pick up. Just a hair in the beginning, just a little bit more. Right now is the time that you want to do it. The winter market is always hot because there are people still need to sell in the winter, and a lot of people stop looking. So if you're a buyer, the winter market, the fall market can be a great time for you to get in and get the most credits. So right now is a really good time to get started. And finally, you don't want to let fear cost you more. We've had some people that have come in and they're like, I don't think I can get this full down payment together, but I have a 401k. That's an option. You know, we've had some people come in and say, I don't think I can get the down payment together, but I might be able to get part of it. I'm going to ask my mom or my dad or my grandma to help me, get a little bit of money. You have to remember that real estate is the long game. It's not something that you come into brand new and you're going to buy a house in the nicest neighborhood without, a lot of money down or a lot of help from some people or extremely, extremely highly tailored, high-end job where you're making $700,000-$800,000 a year. You're not going to move into the nicest neighborhood. It's a long game. You want to go slow. You start where you are and you move up. And one other thing too, let's say the rates drop 1%, but the prices now go up 10% because more people are bidding on the same home because all of the buyers start coming out at one time. You just lost all those savings that we talked about earlier. So that $30,000 worth of credits that we're getting right now may not be there when the rates go down another 1% or even another 0.5%. It just matters a hair on which direction you're going. So just to kind of wrap it up with a life lesson, in life, just like in real estate, waiting for the perfect moment to do something can make you actually miss your moment. I think they call it a false start. And a lot of times we have, fears that factor into that, like we're not good enough. It's not the right time. Everybody keeps saying it's not the right time. But the right time to buy is when you're ready. Not when your mom and dad say you're ready, not when your friends and family say you're ready, not when the internet or some news station says you're ready, because keep in mind, a lot of fears influence those people too, and a lot of money influence those people too. So fortune favors the bold. In this market, the bold buyers are winning. We're getting air conditionings installed, we're getting electric panels installed, and we're getting thousands of dollars worth of credits. If you're interested in talking more about how we can assist you where you are in this process right now, please feel free to reach out to us with a DM. Also, like and subscribe and share this with someone on your page that might be interested in looking to buy a house or a condo sometimes here in the future. Thank you.